Welcome back to the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. Getting ready to end halftime. Under a minute left to go here of halftime, and Porter Ridge leading 49-0. As we look at the statistics so far here in the first half, Wataga 47 yards rushing, 2 yards passing. Porter Ridge 85 yards. This is in the second quarter. 85 yards rushing, 55 yards passing. 140 yards of offense in the second quarter. Wataga had 49, and then if we add that into the to the first half, then that gives us 63 yards of total offense so far for Wataga, and or 68 yards of offense for Wataga, and Porter Ridge has got over 300. So it's really a really dominant exhibition here so far by Porter Ridge.
Yeah, it is. Watauga's already, Aaron Dobbins threw 2 picks in that last quarter, has a total of just 21 yards through the air in this whole ball game. Really struggled, moving the football, and 68 yards total rushing. So we're not seeing too much of offensive production right now out of Watauga. Meanwhile, Porter Ridge has been outstanding. In the second quarter alone, they ran for 85 yards. In the first quarter, they ran for 84. So they can do it pretty good there on the ground, and pretty consistent. And then they're also productive through the air as well, throwing for 55 yards in the second quarter. This is a good offense all around, and can really move the football.
So Watauga's going to be kicking off first here. Alex Parsons going to get this football kick off from the 40-yard line to start the second half. Porter Ridge leading 49-0, and Coach Tom Wright, you got to think that he hates to get the ball back in the hands of Porter Ridge again. They just scored right before the half, and to make it 49, and now they're going to be getting the ball first here in the second half.
Yeah, that's true. I know he wanted to try and get his offense going in the first quarter, but they've really struggled to move the ball. They've only gotten 1 first down this whole ball game, and that came off a penalty.
Parsons here, and he kicks it, and it hits right a squib kick, and it bounces off the front line, and it is recovered there. Tremendous job there by Wataga, recovering that football. Yeah, and that was Jake Page ended up coming up with the recovery.
Kicked it right off Chris Rathburn down here at number 23. He's a running back, and he's a senior and a good one. He hadn't played much tonight, but we will see him in this ball game. Kicked it right off him, and then comes up and recovers it. That's a nice play by Wataga. You got to be pretty accurate to do that.
Yeah.
He kicked it hard, though. Kicked it right at him.
Yeah. So here we go. So Wataga is going to take over the football. I guess, as we mentioned, Coach Wright doesn't want to give the ball back to Porter Ridge's offense. And here we go, reverse out, I formation. Yeah, I like this. I'm an I formation guy myself. That's what I love. And they went over to the left side there, picked up about 2. But you attack north-south so well out of the I formation, and if you're going to try to hit it between the tackles, like you were saying there in the first half, you thought that was the best opportunity Watauga would have.
Best way to do it, yeah.
Then the I formation's the best way to attack it.
Yeah, and I'm a guy on offense where I mix it up a little bit, because I was in college under 2 offensive coordinators, really, and one of them was a pro offense guy. We were in the I, and we would get into single back, 1 backs. But then once I got into my senior year, we kind of switched up to an air raid. So I've seen a little bit of both.
Hand off over the left side. Colin Augustine fighting forward, picks up about 4 more. So he's gotten 6 yards on 2 carries, or 7 yards there on 2 carries. So he got about 5 on that one. So we're going to give third down and about 3 yards to go.
Nice inside handoff right there, reversing out. And Colin Augustine's just attacking downhill. Jimmy Accardi is his fullback right now. We haven't seen Wataga do this in the first half. Maybe we're just trying to get something downhill and something positive.
Toss sweep to the outside here, and run force coming up, and a tremendous job there.
That's a corner.
That's Casey Hardison there, the corner, and boy, he just came up so beautifully. And Wataga, it was a nice idea, but they haven't run this I formation really throughout the year, and so they didn't really have the blocking very well. The timing of that sweep blocking really
I don't think
there.
A toss sweep's a great idea against Porter Ridge. There's too much team speed out there, too. But when you watched Wataga practice all week, I got a chance to go out there. They practiced in their gym because we had so much snow up in Watauga this past week. They actually had to practice inside the school gym, and they were still going 5 wide in there. So that kind of shows, how much of the emphasis this team put on the pass game this week. I haven't seen them do that in practice. So.
No. So here we go. So Alex Parsons back to punt. There's the snap. And he is, kind of kicked it off the side a little bit there, and that's going to roll out of bounds. Don't see Alex do that. I don't think I've seen him do that all season. So it's going to be out at about the 33-yard line where Porter Ridge is going to take over.
Yep, and once again, this is an offense that's been really tough to stop. We've only seen Porter Ridge punt once tonight. Other than that, they've been very productive on offense and moving the football down the field. Very fast, up-tempo. They don't huddle much. They get their plays from the sideline. They kind of line up in a formation. The play comes from the sideline from their coaching staff, and it's meant to go for their best look against the defense they're getting.
So here we go.
Watauga's cramming that line, does not want to run against them.
2 tight end formation. Here we go, handoff over the left side. Nice little move, cuts it back over here, and it's finally he's brought down there.
Yeah.
It's Jack McCoy, one of the tacklers there, as you can. And also we see Dwayne Mackey getting up off the bottom of the pile as we do so often. But that was a handoff there to Alan Johnson.
Yeah.
And first time we've seen him carry the football. Quayla Monfison also on the tackle.
Yeah, Alan Johnson's a young player as well. He's a senior, but he's not a very big guy. He's the smallest halfback they got, but he can fly. Look at this. Watauga's stacking this run too, and Porter Ridge still coming right at him.
Yeah. Here we go. Option to the right, and that's going to be a different quarterback there. That's Tyron Huntley.
Yep.
He's come in and taken over for
Hicklin. I think Hicklin's night's probably done. Had a great night all around, running the football and throwing the football, but. This is a new offense in for Porter Ridge to start the second half. All their starters are pretty much out of the ball game, and they're still dangerous though. They got a lot of players that can make some plays out here.
Yeah, so 2nd down and 10 situation on their own 46-yard line. Getting an opportunity here for the second half, some extended playing time for their second stringers, and that's good for team morale too. So they work all year, don't get a whole lot of action. Handoff inside. And he just tripped up there. That was Alan Johnson again, but picked up 11 yards. Looks like he's got another first down.
Yeah, Alan Johnson's a good back. Rathburn, the other guy in there, number 23, he's a good back. 2 guys you still want to keep an eye out on. This offense, even now with their second string, is extremely productive, can really move the football. The only thing that might limit them is the passing. He's not going to be quite as good without Hicklin in there.
It was Joey Waybrick there who tripped him up, and so we take over here, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for Porter Ridge on the left hash mark. 2 tight ends, flex tight end on the right. Here we go, option. Oh, and he is hit, and a great play there. Will Critcher came flying in there, and that's the best play of the night so far for the Watauga defense.
Yeah, it was a real poor read by the quarterback. That's one where the defensive end out there came flying upfield, and actually he's the one who made the stop there. What you got to do is you got to hand that thing inside. That's an easy give read, and he didn't hand it off. I know there's a lot of people in the box, but even with that, Watauga's not stopped you yet. I'm surprised at that too, because they have such a numbers advantage on defense, and they're still just getting blown up, and Porter Ridge is moving this football. 2nd
down and 16 yards to go. 2 tight ends again here. Handoff inside, and he's brought down there. I think that's
a real late hit. Real late coming in. You could see he was clearly down. And couldn't tell. I couldn't see if that was Augustine. You wouldn't think it'd be Augustine. He's one of the cleanest players out there, but it was late.
Dwayne Mackey was the one that actually made the tackle. He wasn't any part of a late hit. He actually was the one that came up, run for us, and made the tackle, but that was a pickup of about 4 by Johnson.
Yeah, but we've seen Wataga get a lot of personal foul penalties called against them. Last week against St. Stephen's, I believe it was, 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Personal foul penalties, maybe 8.
That's what you don't want to see happen here. You don't want to see Wataga. If they're getting beaten, it's one thing to get beaten. It's another thing to get beaten and then embarrass yourself by making penalties. There's Quayla Monfison making a nice play from linebacker filling along with help from Nick McLean. So Johnson only gets about 3 yards. That's going to bring up 4th and 9. Got to see what Porter Ridge chooses to do, but on the 42-yard line, they might just punt this down and try to pin Wataga back.
Yeah, the big stop on the triple option, that's really what killed this drive, and that was a nice tackle there.
Monfison there.
Monfison there, too, yeah. So there's Wogan. There's a shot of Wogan.
He's a good-looking athlete. He's not your typical...
No, he's a good all-around athlete, yeah. He plays tight end for this team, too.
Here it is. A little pooch sort of kick down there. TJ Poulos doesn't fair catch it. He tries to keep it himself, gets tackled right there on the spot. So it's going to be it was a 33-yard punt. It's going to get down to the 10-yard line. So a good job by Wogan, just kind of didn't go for the sideline. Last time he went for the sideline and kind of angled it a little bit wrong and went out on the 22. This time he just pooched it up and relied on his coverage to make the tackle.
Yep, yeah, he did. I think he just wanted to see if Poulos would try and take it. And that's the first time we've seen Wataga really get a chance of returning a special teams kick of any kind. And Poulos tried to make something happen, but Porter Ridge was down there to cover it. It's a short kick and a lot of speed coming down there, coming at you. They're going to be able to cover you.
Yeah, so here we go. I formation still again.
Yeah, Porter Ridge is dropping back into two safety shell.
Counteract, fake to fullback to the right, and back to the left, Augustine, and he's probably lost about a yard there. So it was a little counter. But you got this I formation, and I guess you give him back to the line of scrimmage, but you got the I formation, and I like the I formation, but it's not something you've seen Watauga run over the years. You know, I mean, they've really been a
spread team. Even with Brightenstein, they ran the spread, really.
And so this is I like the idea of this, but it's all going to come down to execution. They got to get used to the execution of the blocking on this.
Yep.
So here we go. Little play action, fake the toss sweep, and then throw back on the quick out route to the left side. And Cam Baker there pick up about 4 yards. So.
Yeah. The great thing about getting in these I formations, that's the first time we've seen Cam Baker make a catch tonight too, and he's really been limited tonight. They've done a great job of containing him. The great thing about this I formation, though, Terry, is you can do so much in the passing game out of the I. I mean, you can do a lot of play action vertical throws in this thing, and that's something we've not seen Watauga do yet, and it's early for us to see that too, but as well as kind of creating mismatches on certain parts of the line. I mean, you can create good opportunities for yourself as an offense.
So I think we backed up. I think there was a holding call there, calling against Wataga, and so it's but I think the referees down here, I mean the coaches for Porter Ridge are saying they wanted to decline it. So I think the referees just assumed they were going to take it.
Yeah.
But the Porter Ridge coaches are saying no, they don't really want to take it. The option that you've got here is a 4-yard pickup there on the pass to Baker. So you've either got a 3rd down and 6 from the 14, or you're going to have a 2nd down and 15 from the 5. And I think that, because it's only a half the distance to the goal penalty, which is really only worth 5 yards, then I think that
they'll go ahead and just not take the penalty and allow Wataga to have a 3rd and 4. Watauga's not been able to move the ball tonight. That's the thing too.
They got it. That's the wrong spot there by the referee. They've moved it back to the original line of scrimmage. They got to give him a 4-yard gain. The pass to Baker picked it up 4 out to the 14. So the referee really isn't in the right spot here. I think the referees are going to correct this here because so the Porter Ridge coaches are confident, even though it's only 3rd down and 6, they're confident that they think they can stop them on this play here.
Yep. We'll have to see what Wataga tries to do. On offense, big 3rd down right here.
Here we go. Drops back, looks down the field, but go deep at the corner.
He's back there, right on Mackey.
He was deeper than the receiver there, so that wasn't.
He jammed his finger, but it was a nice play by the defensive back.
Baker, I think, up top of that. But yeah, he just. But they just do such a great job with their coverage, their technique there, and there was a shot there. Baker might, it was up in the air. It was worth the effort there. He, you never know. Sometimes he pulls those things down, but.
Right, you got to complete that though as a quarterback to give your guy the best shot. You got to throw back shoulder again. I know that's an advanced throw and that's a tough throw for Dobbins to make, but that's the correct throw. But that's an interesting call, though, on a...
Yeah, it was for 3rd down.
3rd and 4, and they go take a shot like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was really designed that way. You could tell that's all that they thought about. It was
throwing a fade down there.
Yeah, Dobbins just took it and raised up, didn't look at anything else. So he was told that's the route to throw to. So not trying to work it underneath to get the 1st down. So here we got, you see, with 4:38 to play, and Porter Ridge taking over the football on Watauga's 48-yard line.
Here they come out on offense now, and Watauga's staying in that 4-4 defense and playing cover 3.
Hand off to Rathbone over the right side, and he turns on the speed, and look at this. Golly, he's fast. He's a backup running back, but doesn't look like it.
No, he's a senior too, and he can possibly play at the next level. He's got good speed, and he's got good vision too. He sees a hole, he'll take off. and show off his speed. Good running back.
Yeah, so 48 yards on one play. Just took Porter Ridge 11 seconds. One play, 48 yards. And to put him on the board 55-0 now.
Yeah, and the thing with like a Rathburn like that, he's going to be one of those guys that's not going to necessarily get noticed until late in ball games like that. A smaller school, maybe a D2 school or something like that, could see him pick him up, and he'd be a good asset in something like that. He's a good player.
Yeah. So here we go.
Yeah, Wogan's still kicking.
He's up, and that's kicked way up in the air, and it's good. So he's got 8 in a row there, extra points, and I think every one of them was right down the middle. So it was 4:27 to play here. Porter Ridge leads 56-0 now, and so it's really important now for, for Watauga players. They know they're not going to win the football game, but it's very important for them to play hard for the rest of this game, just to play on pride and never give up. And it's also important to play cleanly, and not reduce yourself down to where you're taking cheap shots and stuff like that, because it's, you can win with class and you can lose with class.
And there's a lot of people still watching this ball game too. A lot of fans and people, working at the school of Watauga. They're also looking at, at Coach Wright, first-year head coach. You don't want to see, his team go out there and make dumb penalties and that type of stuff, especially when they're getting, really blown out in a playoff game. They're not expected to win this ball game, but it is a little bit about class and about, maybe making some plays and showing some bright spots for the future.
Yeah, absolutely right. So here we go. Logan, get ready to kick off here. Has kicked every one in or out of the end zone, so there hasn't been a run back yet on a kickoff, and there's not going to be one on this one either. So,
nope, that's out.
Oh, there we go. So that's clock stays at 4:27 as we move, and Wataga takes over then on the 20-yard line, which has really been the way this game has been played so far. Watauga's taken over the ball every time on the 20-yard line. Porter Ridge has scored on all but 2 drives. I think they've punted the ball twice, and they've scored on every other drive, and so Watauga takes over. I think they've taken over every one after a score. After the 8 scores, they've taken over on the 20.
Right.
After the on the opening kickoff, they took over on the 20, and then on the 2 punts, they took over one on the 22 and one on the 10. So they haven't taken over outside the 22 all night. 5
in the box here, and man, they're still making plays. Somebody got left unblocked right there. I know it was a design run for Aaron Dobbins right there. That's one of the few times we've seen Porter Ridge just be singled up, 5-on-5 in there, and that's one where Watauga's got to win. I'd have liked to seen it go to Augustine in that situation. They went into a double set, and Porter Ridge, once again, for one of the few times, have gone to a 2-safety shell, which allowed it to be 5 in the box. They're doing it again here. It's still 5-on-5 inside. Now that linebacker down here in the bottom is pretty tight, though. Play action, throws the ball out here to Mackey, and he goes to the outside, fights forward, and gets out to about the... Ooh, they got a penalty. They're going to call I think they're going to call some personal foul there against... Yeah, I didn't really see too much. When another late flag comes in there. I didn't really see too much of anything there, but no, I think it's going to be against Porter Ridge if it's anything. So yeah, I do too. So it's but they got out to around the 30. He was actually tackled a little bit short of the first down, so they're probably about a foot or so short of the first down, which would normally bring up a 3rd down situation. But with the penalty, that they're going to bring another 15 yards probably. So yeah, Watauga's taking it there. You see the coaching staff points, so it's personal foul against Porter Ridge. And that was, again, there wasn't anything that was obvious there, was there? I mean, but sometimes you get into these games, and whether referees are human just like everybody, and they see that, and they start to look for things, with the team that's trying to. It all goes back to everybody wants Wataga to finish strong and finish hard and play with pride, and you can lose, but you can lose with class, and so even the referees are hoping that's what's going to happen here in this ball game. So here we got 1st down and 10 on about the 45-yard line, and there we go, handoff, and Augustine does a great job, dances back to the left side, nothing up the middle, and he made 2 guys miss in the backfield and took it around the left side and picked up 10 yards. I think he's got enough here right on the sticks for another 1st down. Yeah, and a lot of second-team defensive players as well, and they're playing a different defense now. They're playing a cover 2 shell. defense. I think that's something that Porter Ridge likes to play against maybe some faster schools. But in the case of Watauga, I almost feel like, Terry, that they feel like they can keep at least 6 in the box at all time, man people up, and play with one safety back and be just fine because they got, honestly, they got some better athletes out on the perimeter and they can run with them. And I think that's what Porter Ridge has been doing.
Yeah, you're right. So right now they're coming out, trips to the right, and Hunter Isaacs there to his left on his own. Tight splits here, which usually kind of shows a pass route here.
Single safety.
Yeah, and there's a little stop route to Hunter Isaacs. And,
easy one. Yep.
But he didn't, they're saying he didn't hang on, so it's going to be incomplete. So second down and 10. But
good play design, though. I mean, there's a quick hitch down here in the bottom. You get a cover 3 shell like that. And just take the quick hitch. You can't really get underneath that one if it's thrown on time. Now we saw Dobbins deliver one late that was intercepted and taken back for a touchdown. But if it's thrown on time, you should be fine.
Yeah. So here we go. We got second down, 10 situation on the Porter Ridge 45. Wataga actually here in Porter Ridge territory. Rolls to his right. Looks to a nice job there. Hits Nick McLean there. Haven't seen Nick too often on offense, but did a great job there and fought forward picked up about 6 yards.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a late hit there by Shuford too. I don't know if we saw that down here in the bottom, but still a nice completion there by Dobbins.
So it's going to bring up a third down and 4 situation on 39-yard line. Aaron Dobbins looks over this to the sideline, gets the call.
Porter Ridge has switched it back into their single safety playing cover 3.
Here's the snap, handoff, Colin Augustine up the middle, and Augustine doing a great job. I tell you, he works hard.
Yeah.
He doesn't go down easy, and he's fighting forward here against this Porter Ridge team now, and picks up 7 and gets the first down.
Yeah, and Porter Ridge has got a hurt player back here. I think that was a cut by Taylor Shuford that got him low.
Yeah, so an injury here that little cut block. I think it was Shuford was lined up to the outside of him, and the defender tried to run inside, and he kind of just chopped back to the inside.
He cut him on his playing down here on the bottom, just comes in and cuts him underneath, and that's why he's hurt. I think it's his legs or his shin or something, but tough loss there for Porter Ridge, but a good run by Augustine.
Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. Tonight's game is sponsored by High Country Insurance Services, located on the Highway 105 extension in Carriage Square in Boone. They offer the right coverage at the best rates for home, auto, life, and commercial insurance. Good job. Good to see him walking off the field there, and hopefully it's not going to be too much of an injury, because you hate to see something on a chop block to cause a player to be injured.
Right.
And you got to think Porter Ridge also got a lot of substitutes, going in the game here, and the coaching staff of Porter Ridge wants to let guys play and doesn't want to take a chance on any of their starters getting injured going into next week. So Colin Augustine handoff inside, and he's brought down, picks up about 2 yards down to the 30. Still got some of the starters. Eddie Saavedra there, we've seen him make some great plays throughout the ball game, but they're making a little substitutes now coming in, and I think after seeing that little injury there, I think with the chop block, I think Porter Ridge coaches might think it's a good time to take most of their key players out of this thing.
Yep.
Not take any chances.
Yeah, I agree with you too. There's no reason to get one of your best players hurt. That's why you're seeing like Eddie Saavedra come out. He's the freshman defensive lineman that's so good for this team.
He'll play action and dumps the football off there, and it's Dwayne Mackey picks up about 3 yards, but he's brought down Bellissimo and Colin Henderson. So that's going to bring up third down and 5 situation.
Yeah, big 3rd and 5 here for Watauga's offense. I think it's 4 down territory. This is the best position they've been in all night. Really crossed the 50, looking like they've been moving the ball fairly well on this drive. Got to keep it going.
Trips, formation, tight splits. It usually shows a pass.
Yep.
When they're tight like that, it's usually a pass, a little out route here, coming to the outside, and it throws it high. And I tell you, to Nick McLean there.
He's out of bounds.
Man, it looked like he might have gotten his feet in, but the referee has said no, that he didn't. So it was a nice looking little play, but it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there for Watauga to not be able to complete that. They need to get something going. on offense. Now you're bringing up, a critical 4th down right here. Expect Wataga, they're keeping their offense out there to go for it. The best field position they've had all night long, Terry, and really, the best job on offense they've done all night long.
Yeah. So we got 4th down and 5 on the 27-yard line of Porter Ridge. Got to get it down inside the 22 to get the first down. So
a little shocking to not see Cam Baker out in this situation too. We've not seen him this whole drive.
Yeah. So trip formation, passing set here, rolling to his right, looking, nothing really at all there. Nobody even running routes that would be.
That's almost picked. Yeah. There was no bump flat. There was that was the weird thing. One of those 3 receivers went into the middle of the field and ran a sit down. And Dobbins is rolling away from him, and then all they had behind it was a deep out and a go route, and both were covered. Dobbins really didn't have an area to throw that thing.
No, the receivers didn't work hard enough there.
No, they didn't. They didn't attack any kind of leverage. They just almost ran a line. I hate saying that, but I've always thought that with coaches, you can't teach your players to run lines. They have to run routes. They're not just running, a line drawn on a board.
Yeah, and the thing is, once Dobbins starts getting in trouble and scramble there a little bit, you got to break off your route and try to find an open spot. And nobody was moving. They just kind of sat there and let themselves be covered.
Right.
Well, option here to the right side, pitch to the outside, got some room. Sub Sturry does an excellent job coming off the block to be the main tackler there outside. Luke Watson also fighting to get outside there to help in on the tackle. That was a pickup about 11 by Johnson for a first down. Zach Tomer also in there on the tackle.
Yeah. I think that might be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, as we look at statistically here in the 3rd quarter so far, Porter Ridge hadn't thrown the ball the whole 3rd quarter. 84 yards rushing on 8 carries. Watauga with 21 yards passing and 21 yards rushing, so 42 yards, best they've done really in this in the game in any quarter. So the quarter ends here. Watauga trailing 56-0. The Sky Zone HD Game of the Week, and we'll be right back after these messages for 4th quarter action. Welcome back to Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. Here we are, 56-0. Porter Ridge leads. They got the football back on their own 38-yard line. Twins receivers to the left. Handoff inside there, and that's going to be Rathbone carrying the football, picking up about 3 yards. Augustine and Page in there on the main tacklers, but you can see Colin Augustine just kind of gave a little hug to one of the Porter Ridge players. Augustine's always a class guy out there.
Yeah, he is. He's really one of the best guys you're going to find on this team. It's especially really the leader of the seniors and one guy that has really played great all season long and been a class act.
Here we go. We got a tight end to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff to the left side. A nice little run there. Broke out of a arm tackle, and he's a nice cutback. Sub-Story tried to get him, and finally he's brought down there. And that was number 73, Jackson Lawley there for Watauga, hustling back from his defensive line spot to maybe save a touchdown. But a great run there by Alan Johnson for 25 yards down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, and that's he's another guy that can run this football that doesn't play with the starters but is a good halfback. There's so many weapons on this team all around. I mean, they got a lot of speed.
So here we go. First down and 10. Handoff inside again. Oh, my goodness, just straight up the middle. That's Rathbone again, and turns on that excellent speed that you're talking about, Drew, there, and goes into the end zone, 34 yards for the touchdown. And
Rathbone, hey, another guy, another senior that can really run with the football. He's also on the second string offense, but he's so fast. He's a good running back, and they're really high on him, though. I mean, this coaching staff does really appreciate what he's done this season, and he's a good back.
Wogan's not in there for this extra point attempt here.
Nope.
I think he kicked 8 in a row, so they're gonna let somebody else do it for him here.
Yeah, no reason in risking him getting hurt too. I mean, somebody flying in and trying to block it and hits his leg. You never know. I mean, he's been outstanding.
So here's got a lot of backups in the ball game right now for Porter Ridge. Low snap, handled well, and it's up and it's good. And so that's going to be a put Porter Ridge up 63-0 here with 10:51 to play here in the ball game. But we look statistically over the course of the season, Watauga's got about 1,100 yards rushing on the season so far, and they've given up about 3,400 yards rushing. So that's 3 times as many yards they've given up rushing as they've gotten. And you've talked about that all year, Drew, how even in the couple games, when they won early in the season, they gave up over 300 yards rushing. And really that just shows if you can't stop the run, you really can't win football games.
Wes Caldwell and Fred T. Ford both ran for over 300 yards against Watauga, and Watauga won those football games. So, I mean, they've really struggled against the run. They were lucky to win those two, I thought, with giving up over 300 yards on the ground. And then South Caldwell came in here and ran for 607 yards against Watauga. That was an unbelievable number. So that's just showing you how, Watauga's really struggled against the run this year.
Yeah, passing-wise, Watauga's got about 1,800 or 1,600 yards passing compared to only giving up about 1,070. But here's the kick, and this time this is going to be the first opportunity Watauga's had since Wogan's not kicking off. It's the backup kicker, and Mackey does a great job. I tell you, he hits it hard up the field there and gets out to about the 25.
Yeah, I think he's one of their best returners. I know we talk about Poulos and Substurry have both been outstanding. I tend to go with Mackey. The only thing with him is sometimes if he makes one guy miss, he gets a little bit too confident and tries to dance around a little bit, and he's coughed one up. He coughed one up last week after he did that. But he's a good returner. He does. He hits it hard and will get downhill.
So here we go, 63-0. Watauga just playing on pride right now. Got to keep putting the effort in.
Yeah, and we've tested Aaron Dobbins already a lot in this ball game too, and he's getting a learning curve right now.
Trips formation, just raise up. Oh, and that was a nice little call there on first down. Tried to hit under Isaacs, which is a little bit too high.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a very good throw, but a good play design, a good offensive call like you talked about. It was there. Cover 3 coverage, take the quick hitch, but we got a penalty.
Penalty against Wataga. So referee here deciding what it's going to be. Personal foul. Helmet hitting the helmet, I think that is what they're saying. So, yeah. But it's it'd be a 15-yarder against Wataga. Nobody's marking anything off just yet, though.
Yeah, I don't know if Porter Ridge is going to want to take that. We'll have to see. I mean they've already declined some penalties. I mean,
this is something that you should really take.
Yeah, you should take this. A 15-yarder.
It's a 15-yarder. It's but if they don't take it, it's really just shows that the class of Porter Ridge.
Yeah.
They because especially with a personal foul, you'd want to take it just because of the potential of injuries on those kind of plays. But
right.
But they're trying to be nice here, so it's
taking a long time too with these referees to get the play called here.
Yeah, so it's going to be second down and 10 situation. Or a little bit more than 10, about 11. So it's going to be trips formation into the boundary. Hunter Isaacs comes down here to the bottom on the left side.
Yeah, slow coming out of this.
Handoff, Colin Augustine going right, doing a great job, cutting back up in and keeps his feet and fights beyond the sticks, and he's still fighting. You got to look at that, and you got to admire a guy that you're down 63-0. You're a senior. You could be sitting there thinking, well, look, we've been embarrassed in my final game. But instead of thinking that way, he's just going out there and playing as hard as he can on every play, and that's the mark of a champion.
Yeah,
right
that's why you like Colin Augustine. That's why he's kind of been the leader of this football team really since the beginning of the season. Everybody had high expectations for him, and then of course the broken collarbone, but that's a great run right there.
Yeah, here we go. Augustine again, and he fights forward and maybe gets about a yard before he's brought down there by Mendez on beyond the 42-yard line.
Yep, and 2 tough runs by Augustine, inside runs. He's a battler, man. He is. He's a fighter.
So we got second down and still call it 10, just outside the 42-yard line. Tight splits with the trips formation up top. Usually signals pass. Augustine set to the right. Here it is, looking to the outside quickly and just thrown incomplete.
Yeah, he didn't make a read there, though. I think he was just kind of raising and thinking, I'm going to throw it to the flat. We got another penalty flag down. That's scat route, though. That's where your outside receiver comes in and runs a hitch, kind of replacing the linebackers. And then you run a flat by your inside receivers and a deep corner by your middle receiver. And what it is you just read the flat outside linebacker there, and if he runs out with the flats, which he did, you throw the stick route, the replace route of where he used to be. And if he'd have made the read, he would have thrown the stick route. That's what he should have thrown. But he throws it in the flats and throws it a little high and wide, and it's incomplete.
Yeah.
Still good to completed it. I mean, it's not something that the ball is not completable, but if you complete it, it's just going to be, as soon as he catches it, he's going to get hit.
Holding call actually behind the line of scrimmage, going to back it up 10 yards, but so it's actually more than 10 in terms of what it costs Wataga. So we've got about a second down and 24-yard to go situation here. But the plays for Watauga, the passing plays, they're just the execution. What they're going to have to work on for next season, getting ready for next season, is just more quickness of it. It's just the timings are very slow.
Yeah, everything's late too. I mean, Dobbins, when he good play there.
Oh yeah, great job there running.
Luckily, they didn't get a block in the back.
Whoa,
there.
That's going to be a.
The hat comes off right there too.
Yeah, that's a sign. Usually with a penalty, a lot of times whenever he's already thrown a penalty flag, he doesn't have a flag left, so he throws his hat as a sign of a second penalty. Sometimes they throw that if a receiver goes out of bounds, comes back in.
Right.
But this time that wasn't what there was no receiver, so they got a holding call there. So this referee called too. You see he's got a flag back on the right he's standing next to there near the head referee that he threw, and then he threw another flag down here on a
it looked like it could have been a block in the back, Terry.
I think it was an illegal block.
Yeah, I mean, the guy came back to try and get a hole there even more for Dobbins, but he hit him in the back, and you can't do that.
So they're going to take this penalty as the one they're going to take because it was farther back, and so that's going to be an illegal block in the back, and Wataga is going to be backed up again. So Porter Ridge is taking the penalties now. So they're trying to be classy and nice, but at the same time, when the penalty after penalty comes, they've got to.
Got to take something, too. That was a big play there for Watauga, too. And you can kind of just stall this offense on those penalties right now. So I would take that, too, because you're backing them up. I understand they're trying to be as classy as they can, but they still got to come out here and play football the right way.
Yeah, so Watauga's going to call a timeout here, 9:16 to play in the football game. And so really just a dominant performance here. But watching Colin Augustine here reminds me of back Walter Payton way back years ago, and I used to talk to my team sometimes, use this as an example. But I remember when he was in his final year of playing, and he was playing. I think it was a playoff game, the way I recall, and he was. They were losing. The Bears were losing by more than a touchdown, and so he really had no chance. They had like 30 seconds, 20 seconds left in the ball game, and they had no chance to win. And so the playoff game was over. The season was over. He was going to be retired at the end of the season. And they dumped the ball off to him in the flat, and he just fought and battled to try to get the first down. And that's the sign of a champion. That's what you do. It doesn't matter whether what you do is going to have a bearing on whether you win or you lose. Every play you play as hard as you can. The scoreboard is you play as hard as you can. Then you look at the scoreboard later and you decide. After the game's over, you look at the scoreboard and see who won. But there should be no indication while you're playing. If somebody never saw a score and you just watch the plays, every play should look identical. The same amount of effort, the same amount of commitment, whether you're winning by 60 or you're losing by 60.
Right.
And here's the snap. Dobbins looking for a screen here. Never set his feet, so it's a screen. And it's incomplete. You saw Dobbins there. That's the one telltale sign of on a defense. If you see a quarterback drop back and not set his feet, he's trying to give the illusion of a pass, but then he's going to dump the thing off on a screen.
Right.
And as a quarterback, you got to set your feet and look down the field, even if it's only for a second, because that makes the defense think you are legitimately looking down the field, and they're dropping to their coverages then. But if you just never set your feet,
right,
then you're not ever looking down the field. The screen is obvious. So here we have dropping back. Dobbins looking down the field, throws it up deep. Oh, and that's going to be intercepted there.
Real nice play in the secondary. A good job all around by the coverage team there of Porter Ridge.
That was 3rd and 35. Had to throw it up, really as good as a punt right there for Dobbins. You got to throw that thing up and hope.
A.J. Barrett intercepted that.
Yeah, Barrett there on the 49-yard line. Barrett. So, but yeah, as good as a punt, really. Actually, a good punt. That was a long punt. So that was So here we go.
Yep.
So Porter Ridge is going to take over now on the Wataga 49-yard line. 9:01 to play here in the football game. Twins formation to the right.
Yep, Twins formation. Watauga's still trying to stop that run game.
Porter Ridge hadn't thrown the football in this second half. Colin Augustine there with a big play, helped up some by Jake Page. But Augustine, he's playing in his final game here in high school, and he's playing hard on both sides of the ball here. So
you had a nice tackle there, too, coming up and wrapping him up one-on-one. That's a good sound tackle. Nice play there by Augustine. Porter Ridge's offense, too, now we're going to see, what are they going to try and do? They didn't throw it once in the third quarter, kept it on the ground the whole time. No need to really throw it in the fourth either, I don't think.
So here we go. Twins formation, tight end to the left. And he keeps it himself. And then he pitches a beautiful job there. Rathbone's got it now down the left sideline, and Mackey finally bumps him out of bounds to save a touchdown down on around the 8-yard line. But excellent job there running that option.
Yeah. Nice nice job by Rathbone once again to get upfield and get some and show off his speed, but a good execution all around on the triple option outside, or the defensive end bites on the inside handoff. They keep it around the edge, makes a good decision to pitch it once he gets some pressure out there, picked up another 20 yards off the pitch alone.
Yeah, it was Huntley there.
And they pitched it down the field. A lot of times you don't see teams run the triple option actually pitch it past the line of scrimmage. He pitched that thing about 10 yards down past the line of scrimmage.
Huntley did a great job there.
Some good confidence to do that.
So here we go. Twins formation now again to the right. Be first down and goal for Porter Ridge, leading 63-0. Wataga backed up here, trying to play on pride. Here we go. Handoff inside is Rathbone again, fighting forward, gets down to about the 5-yard line before he's brought down. Nick McLean, or it's not Nick McLean there. That's Jack McCoy and Marcus Funston, both just showing some excellent effort there. We're gonna look forward to Jack coming back next year,
right?
Just a junior, and made a nice play there.
Yeah, they got a lot of players now for Watauga trying to get some playing time that played at the JV level and are in now, but trying to get some younger guys some experience.
Here we go. Twins to the right again. Huntley pitches it out.
Nice
move. Gosh, what a beautiful move there. And that was so it gets into the end zone.
Yeah, and Mackey's wanting a holding call. I thought it was a pretty clean block down there at the bottom. They are getting
they're going to call it there. So that's not going to get in the end zone there on that one.
No.
That was actually Johnson there with a nice move, but there's going to be a holding call. It's going to back it up and move it back to about the 10 yards from the spot, so it should go back to about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, and there was no real tug on a jersey, though. I mean, he kind of just fit him up and stayed inside, and Mackey couldn't get off the block, and that's why as soon as, the running back went around him, he was signaling he was getting held, but there was no pull of a jersey, no outstretched pull of a jersey, and it looked like a clean block, but they are going to call a hold there.
Yeah. So here we go.
They really are holding. I mean, it's pretty much holding on every play, but it's kind of just how blatant.
There's actually two calls there. They had one holding call that Watauga declined. They actually chose between the two holding. There's two different holds, and so they chose the one that backed them up the furthest. So that's going to be back. It'll be second down and goal now from the 16-yard line.
Yep, and this is tough position for Porter Ridge to kind of put it in from here, with it being at the 16.
So here we got Rathbone in the backfield next to Huntley. Huntley takes it, hands off to Rathbone inside. Rathbone does a nice job. Goodness gracious.
That's unreal. They're just driving it, Terry.
It's just getting a little help from his offensive lineman behind him, but showing some great effort there, picking up 10 yards.
Oh, there's some pushing and shoving down there at the bottom of that pile. But it's a great effort by the offensive line of Porter Ridge to drive that thing back like that, and you could tell Watauga's a little frustrated taking it out on Rathbone there. No necessarily need to do that, but great effort from Porter Ridge and showing that's what the weight room does right there. That's the weight room.
Nick McLean there in on the tackle, Luke Watson, and a host of Watauga tacklers. Now, Twins formation out there to the left side.
Nobody's covering the slot and the boundary.
And then, Huntley keeps it himself, and he's brought down. It's going to fumble! And the ball's in the end zone.
And I think Porter Ridge recovers it.
Oh, God.
That's your touchdown. That's a strange way to get a touchdown. But another time, Wataga, and then another flag comes in there late, something in the end zone.
That was Rathbone who dove in there and recovered it. He made a nice recovery.
Yeah.
But
Augustine's
Colin getting up a little bit
banged
slowly
up.
there. He looks like a little bit hurt, but he looks all right.
Yeah, and there's a flag in there too, and in the end zone. Wataga players are trying to find out what exactly that play was, but man, great effort by Porter Ridge to jump on the fumble and recover it in the end zone. And really, the offensive line, I think, scored that touchdown for them. You talk about that outstanding play that they just had where they, picked up about 10 yards. Really, the offensive line just drove them back.
Yeah, this referee's taking a long time.
Yeah, they are. They're taking a long time to get this thing sorted out.
Personal foul.
On Wataga.
Ejection. Ooh.
Yeah, they're going to eject Nick Williams over here, but there's a touchdown.
The touchdown's going to stand, and I think I guess they'll do the 15-yard penalty on the kickoff, I would assume.
Yeah.
And so now they're going to go for the extra point here.
Yeah, you can tell they're signaling over here 26, so that's going to go against Nick. Maybe it was a late hit after the touchdown, but he's out. We got another penalty flag coming in.
Looks like it's
or a delay here.
Looks like it could be.
I think they're trying to get the number, Terry, of who's ejected. That's what they're doing up top over here.
So here's an extra point attempt here.
Trying to
69-0. Oh, there's Nick McLean trying to get a jump, going for it. You got to admire him still giving that much effort, down 69-0, but he was going to be offside right there.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be, if Porter Ridge takes it, it's half the distance to the goal.
I think Porter Ridge will probably just.
See, I think you should take it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you don't take it, then what you're doing is you're telling the defense that they can gamble every time and just guess. And if you guess, you got a better chance to block it. So, if you don't have to worry about getting any repercussions, any penalty if you jump because they're going to decline it, I think you have to make them realize they can't jump like that. So here.
Something else.
Another flag being thrown.
I'm surprised there's so many penalties on an extra point like this. I mean, most time you just kind of let them go in and kick it. But another penalty flag being thrown, and they're taking a long time to signal it again.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Wataga. And so he's looking over to the sideline to see if I think he's going to decline it. But see, that's what happens. You get into a thing where you're almost not giving him. It's almost like not stopping a speeder down the road. If you don't stop, if the policeman doesn't stop him, he just keeps letting him do it. He's just going to keep doing it.
I think Porter Ridge literally just wants to kick this extra point right now. I think that's more the reason right now. Just let's just go. I don't care what you're calling anymore.
But here's high snap over the holder's head, and it's going to be recovered there by Wataga. So they kept it from going to 70 there, as that's Marcus Funston there picking it up and recovering the football.
Yeah, so it's 69-0 in favor of Porter Ridge. Now 6:17 left on the clock, and finally got something going after that touchdown. Seems like it was 20 minutes ago that Porter Ridge scored that touchdown. But, so now Wataga is going to get another shot on offense, probably with some younger guys, some of the JV guys that Aaron Dobbins is used to really kind of playing with this season. And Porter Ridge is going to send this thing off.
Yeah, so kicking off here from the 40-yard line, leading 69-0 here. And just a completely dominant performance by Porter Ridge.
Yeah. They're waiting on Watauga. Wataaga's out there now.
It's another penalty. They're going to call another unsportsmanlike against. I guess this is going to be against Wataga again, so they're going to back them up 15. I guess this could be from the original touchdown, really, because it was there was a late hit there. They're calling it in the end zone on the touchdown, so they're going to mark it off here.
That Nick Williams got ejected for. They still haven't put that one off, and they got to put it off on this kickoff, but it doesn't really matter with Porter Ridge. They got two really good kickers. This thing's probably go out of the back of the end zone. Unless Porter Ridge wants to kick this short, they got the guys there to kind of rally to it and maybe stop them inside the 5. This would be a good shot to maybe just pooch one up.
Yeah. The backup kicker, though, he may take pride in trying to kick it in the end zone because we don't.
Yeah. We know Wogan can boot it. So
here we go, 69-0.
I like those shoes though.
Yeah, obviously a soccer player that's coming in here to play. And here's the kick, and it's up, and it's going to be enough.
Yep.
To the back of the end zone. So 54 yards in the air, and that's going to be 9 yards deep in the end zone. So Watauga will take over on the 20, as they've done throughout this game, except for the last time. Only one time they got a kickoff return so far in the football game. So Watauga takes over here, 6:17 to play on the clock, and we'll see what happens. Could be Colin Augustine's final drive as a Watauga Pioneer as an offensive player. So
right.
We'll see what Watauga chooses to do. Maybe give him an opportunity to run the football some.
Yeah, I would as a coach. He's been a great senior for you and a team leader, and you might as well hand him the football.
Here it is, Augustine going over the right side, does a great job. What a nice cutback! This is great vision. I think he just tripped up just a little bit, but a nice run.
Yeah.
Picked up about 8 yards out to the 28.
Yeah, a good run there by Colin Augustine. Great cutback. You get to see the vision that we've talked about with him all season long. He's had some real good games, and it looks like he's might break 100 tonight as well. And this one, just some tough downhill runs.
So here we go. Trips formation out to the right. Real wide split up top. Usually indicates a run. Here it is, option to the right. Dobbins going to keep it himself. First time he's had some room here, and he fights forward and gets about 13 yards.
Yeah.
And they're going to have a penalty flag coming in. There's something late.
Yeah, they're flying in again. Bunch of penalty flags coming in late.
And it's a shame if that's going to be against Wataga, because Wataga actually doing with a nice play right there.
Yeah.
Actually moved the football well. You'd hate to.
Yeah, there's a lot of late hits coming in, though, Terry. I think that's what these penalties are mostly for. But taking some time to get it called again.
Yeah. The referees don't do anything quickly.
No.
So, there's
Shuford's coming out.
And
you can see Coach Wright's having some words with him.
Yeah.
But that one might be on Shuford again.
Back him up, 41-yard line, 15 yards back to the 26, and Coach Wright not happy. But the discipline of this team throughout the year has not been good.
Definitely brought up some questions. Right, you're right. That's one thing that's really hurt Watauga has been personal fouls and just unsportsmanlike conduct plays, just unnecessary penalties that have really hurt this team. I mean, a lot of yards from Watauga's offense has been taken away from penalties.
Yeah, so here we have trips formation now to the bottom side here. One receiver up top.
Yep, and Porter Ridge is not too worried with Watauga's passing game. They only got 2 over the 3 down here.
Here they go, handoff to Augustine, makes a nice move back to the right side, finally tripped up there, but picks up about 5 yards out to the 31-yard line, brought down by Bellissimo. So it'll be I think it should be enough for a first down, and it is there. As we see the referee, we actually got the first down initially on Augustine's run, but then the 15-yard penalty brought it back.
Right.
And so that made it second down and 4, pick up a 5, gives him a first down out to the 31-yard line. So good job there by Colin. Had to rush for that first down twice.
Right. Good job all around and staying in the cover 3 look for Porter
across
Ridge.
by Shirley. Option, pitch to Shirley. He takes it and gets about a yard before he's brought down at the 32-yard line by Vandervoort.
Yeah, I don't think that Watauga, I don't think Porter Ridge wants to let Watauga score in this ballgame. I think they're still they got their second string guys in there and some lower level guys in there playing right now, but this is still a defense that does not want to give up any points to Watauga.
Second down and 9. Watauga 32-yard line. 2 receivers each side, tight end flanker right. Dobbins rolls to his left, dumps it off to Shirley here, and he's crunched pretty good right there on around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, a good hit right there once again by Porter Ridge coming up and making another stop. That ball was he was open early too, and Dobbins once again was a little late to get it out there in the flats, but either way he was still open and good completion.
Yeah, pick up there.
It seems like when Dobbins makes a good decision, he does make good decisions, but they tend to be late, even when it is a good decision. It's a late decision. That's going to come with time. I mean, you're going to get better at that as you get older, but every decision that he makes well now is still late.
Colin Henderson was the one that made the tackle there. Dobbins rolling to his right and throws the ball in the out there. Yep. I think that's Michael Ebaugh there with the catch and out for about 14-yard gain out to midfield. So another first down. Henderson again on the tackle.
Yeah, Ebaugh is also one of the big receivers for Wataga on their JV team. That's the guy that Aaron Dobbins has completed so many passes to this season. We get a shot of Cam Baker right now. But Ebaugh has been an outstanding player at the JV level as a receiver. He's going to make some noise at the varsity level too, and he's big. I mean, he's a big, tall receiver and a good athlete.
First down and 10, right at midfield. Watauga coming out here with handoff inside. Augustine with a nice run and fights forward. Gotten a little bit of tangled up there with a couple of his own players, but picked up 7. Vandervoort and Colin Henderson there again on the tackle.
Yeah, a nice play there. Inside run by Augustine, getting some good, tough yards. You see the effort there by him too. I mean, he's playing hard. He knows that this is his last game, and this is really probably his last drive.
Actually closer to 9 yards on that pickup, about 8.5. So it's going to be second down and very short here, about 1.5 yards to go. Dobbins looking over the defense, takes the snap, looks to the right side, and throws a little curl route to Ebaugh. Ebaugh makes a nice move and fights up the field with the best gain of the night here for Watauga, about 28-yard pickup down to the 15. But a little flat curl combination up top, and Ebaugh there settled down, found the hole in the zone.
Yeah, great decision once again by Dobbins, but still thrown a little late. I mean, you saw Ebaugh turned around, sat there, waited on it, then the ball was delivered. Good decision, and that's why it was complete. And a good pickup, but nice to see Ebaugh come in here and make some plays too.
So first down and 10 on the Porter Ridge 15. This is the farthest Watauga's driven all night long. Hand off to Augustine inside, and he fights forward and gets about 3.5, maybe almost 4 yards really on that carry. Brought down by Mendez, so it'll be second down and about 7.
Watauga's in the best position right now that they've been in all game long inside the 15 here. Looking like they might have an opportunity to put some points on the board.
So here we go. Trips formation to the left. Porter Ridge trying to hold on to the shutout that they've had this whole football game. Got a lot of they got really their backup guys in the ball game. Now Dobbins drops back, throws it up, and it's going to be broken up there.
Yep.
Incomplete then, and it's in the end zone.
Yeah, a lot of people in the area there to play that ball, Terry, and Dobbins is lucky things not intercepted. 1:37 left on the clock. But Watauga's going to go the air and try and put one in the end zone here, end the ball game.
Yeah, so third down and 7 situation. Watauga close to the right hash.
Yeah, this is still 2-down territory, I believe, for Watauga. And they're lined up in the eye here, Terry.
Yeah.
On 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Verse out, handoff on the lead play to the left side. It's going to be very, very close to the first down. Colin picked up about 2.5. And so it's
yeah, we got some shoving down here.
Yeah, that was first time Porter Ridge has reacted. The Watauga players were saying something and kind of tapped the face mask of the Porter Ridge player. And Porter Ridge guy didn't like it too much, but his teammates got him away quick enough to keep it from being a penalty. So
it's a pretty classy team down here in Porter Ridge. It's kind of hard to get these guys going. Watauga's tried as hard as they could all night, it looks like.
So it's going to be 4th down, about 5 here. So this is a big play here on the 10-yard line. Watauga trying to get some pride here. Counter action. Runs to the left side. Augustine. Oh, man, did he fight? That was just leg power right there, because he was stopped short. He had to get to the 5, and he just kept driving. Yeah. He got hit about, look like, he got hit and pushed his tackles back from about the 7, lunged out for the first down, and we also have a
penalty coming in. 46 seconds left on the clock. Great effort, though, by Augustine. Critical down, 4th and 5, and he comes up and gets it for you. That's where you really put it in the hands of your senior leader, and you hope he goes and gets it in his final ball game. Hey, man, that might be his last carry. Great effort.
Okay, it's a shame there, though, because Watauga still with the lack of discipline. What do we got here?
We got looks like another. Oh man, just penalties coming in here. They're not too decisive on this thing either, and they're going to talk it over and take their time with it.
So I think there was a little bit of confusion. The referee came out and talked to the head referee.
Personal foul.
Personal foul on Wataga. Yeah, I thought it was going to be. So I mean, it's going to take this away now. So it's going to be after the play. So I think they're going to make it be a first down, I guess, hopefully for Watauga, but back it up after the play.
Right.
And so that means it would be first and goal here from the 20-yard line is what it would happen. But tell you what, that's Watauga really driving there. Colin Augustine working like crazy, fighting hard to get that first down, and then somebody comes in with a late shot, a cheap shot by Watauga and
backs it up. Yeah, that's a killer right there. You can't let that happen. Now it's 4th and 15 for Watauga.
Yeah. And so Coach Wright calls a timeout with 46 seconds left here to talk about it. You can see Augustine a little bit, class guy, and a lot of those Watauga players are class guys, but got to get some of these guys from
a lot of ways,
penalties.
Terry. That last little sequence has summarized Watauga's season. I mean, when they've gotten great effort plays, it seems like stupid penalties like that come in and take them away. And that's really happened all season long for Watauga. I mean, a 4th and 5 converted right there inside the 5-yard line, looking like you can kind of go in and score, and then a personal foul takes it away.
Yeah. Right now Watauga with, I think, 85 yards in penalties, which doesn't sound a huge amount, but only 9 penalties, so a lot of big penalties there. But they've had a lot of penalties that Porter Ridge has declined, just
right.
out of niceness, so you really could have about 140, 150 yards if they'd have taken everything they could have taken.
Right.
So we got empty backfield, 3 receivers up top, 2 receivers down here at the bottom, going to try to throw this football and try to see if they can get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and Porter Ridge is opening up the umbrella as much as they can with a single safety look, but their corners are fairly soft. They just don't want Watauga to get a score.
So here we go. 46 seconds.
Yeah, Dobbins is completely open back there at quarterback. He's got soft corners. That's one thing to look at.
4-man rush. You got the linebackers playing deep, looking down the field, and it's thrown up in the air for Augustine down the field. We haven't seen that this year, really. Colin going down deep down the field, but it broken up. Great coverage. I think as deep as those linebackers are playing, you probably can hit something underneath it if you find somebody that can run, because they're getting some deep drops back, about a 12 to 15-yard drops in there.
Yeah, and these linebackers are doing a good job of dropping back underneath this coverage and making nice plays, really. But I think they're just trying to take a shot there to Augustine, the senior, once again, try and maybe get him to catch one through the air.
Yeah, so here we go again. Linebackers lining up about 7 yards off the football. Here's option this way. Pitch reverse. TJ Poulos. Nice looking job there. Nice cutback by TJ. And he fights forward and picks up about 5 yards on the play. And that's going to get it down maybe 6, down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much of TJ's name tonight either. And he's an outstanding player for this team.
Yeah, haven't really tried to get the ball to him very often. But he's down to the 14. Watauga calls timeout again here with 26 seconds left in the football game. So Watauga, Coach Wright, playing on pride here, trying to see if they can get some points on the board, losing 69-0 right now, and they just, feel like they'd like to get something on the board to make the score look a little bit better.
Right. Yeah. That's the whole point. This is a group of seniors too that you would like to see score to kind of go out and at least execute on their final drive out there and put some points on the board. But Porter Ridge, man, I think this coaching staff as well could let maybe Watauga score in this situation, but I think a lot of the personal foul penalties have kind of ticked the coaching staff off. They don't want to allow this team to score on them, so it works both ways.
Yeah, I think you're right. So we got 3rd down and goal now from the 14-yard line. Watauga comes out here,
E-ball is down here on the bottom. He's one you can look at. Colin Augustine's up top in the slot. Look for him to maybe try and catch one. I can totally see them trying to get Augustine the ball again.
Yeah, up there in He's going flat and go combination, little wheel route up top, and it's almost intercepted. Augustine actually knocked it away from the defender to keep it from being intercepted. Dalton Ames there on the coverage. We got another call back here. Looks like a holding call against Wataga.
Yep.
And so that's but they may decline this to make it 4th down from the. Let's see what Porter Ridge chooses. They could either have 3rd down and 24, they could have 4th down and goal from the 14, and they're going to decline it. So here it is, 4th down and goal from the 14. So this really is the final offensive play of the season here for Wataga. Got a chance here, one chance to try to score here. No matter what happens, they got to score. So it's 4th and goal. So there's no first down possibilities. They got to either get it in the end zone or not get it in. And if they don't, then Porter Ridge is going to take over. So here, empty backfield, drops back. Dobbins looks, throws it on the post route, and it's intercepted in the end zone. And Colin Augustine brings it down, but that's going to be a touchback.
Right. Nice interception there too. Just throws it up into the end zone.
They're going to say he fought his way out of the end zone. What they're going to say, or the guy intercepted the pass. He would have been, all he do is take a knee, but he kind of dragged out. Usually they go ahead and give that as a touchback anyway, because he didn't really make a complete effort to get out. But they're going to say he stretched the ball out beyond the goal line. So Porter Ridge is going to take over now on their own 1 foot line. But really, Dobbins threw that up, and he had to throw it. But the thing is again, the timing of these pass routes is just about a half a second. Everything's late, half a second.
Everything's been late. That one was a poor throw too. I think they were trying to maybe hit Isaacs underneath on a slant or something, and just was thrown high and intercepted. But you're right, the ones where he's been on target and has completed, they've still been late. That's going to hurt you against a team this talented that plays on timing.
So here we go. Just a quarterback sneak, just fighting forward for about a yard. Really, that's all it's going to be. That should be the last play of the football game. Just didn't try to avoid a safety, so they just went with the quarterback sneak. So that's going to do it. As Sky Zone HD game of the week, it's 69-0. Tonight's game brought to you by High Country Insurance Services, located on the Highway 105 extension in Boone. They offer the best rates for home, auto, life, and all types of insurance coverage. So you can get there to High Country Insurance Services. Sky Zone HD game of the week. Tremendous effort here. Porter Ridge, just a great football team. Look forward to them playing against AC Reynolds next week. Watauga fought hard, but just really weren't able to do it. And we'll be back. Let Drew give a chance to talk to head coach Tom Wright, and we'll be back after these messages.
Welcome back to your Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. We're down here at Indian Trail. We're close to Monroe, of course, with Porter Ridge and Watauga. Final score, Porter Ridge gets the win here over your Pioneers, 69-0. Coach Wright, it was a real honor to kind of follow you guys throughout the season. And you guys battled there pretty strong at the end. Colin Augustine ran hard like he always does. It just seems that once against another night where opponent ran for over 300 yards on the ground. That's one part where really this season, I guess you could say your Pioneers have kind of struggled. And the defense is really set up for it to stop a run. You guys really run that 4-4 and boxing people in there. It's kind of been a struggle this season, hasn't it?
We have struggled a little bit stopping the ball this year. The run, people have hurt us with a little run, but tonight we had trouble doing everything. We had trouble with special teams. We had trouble moving the football. They're just a very, very good football team.
Extremely talented football team, very balanced as well. If you really pay attention, just kind of as a scout up top, or I luckily was able to sit up there, they came out and really attacked your defense schematically very well. I thought they were able to throw it when they needed to, when they saw numbers advantage on the outside, and when they occasionally saw some number advantage inside, they ran it. But for the most part, most of their run plays were outside option plays, and that seemed to kind of hurt you tonight.
It did. We had trouble defending that, and their quarterback was right on the money.
Oh, he's a great player.
Yeah, he threw the ball very, very well. I thought a few times we had some excellent coverage, and they still completed the passes.
Yeah, just talk a little bit about Aaron Dobbins' performance. This first time in the playoffs, of course, he's just a freshman and struggled a little bit, but looking forward to next year's class. There's a lot of opportunities there. You got some young players, of course. Cam Baker's only a junior,
right.
And also Poulos is a player that's kind of played pretty well this year, and of course Aaron Dobbins.
Absolutely, and I thought Aaron did a great job. A couple of the interceptions that he threw, I I told him were on me. I put him in a situation where I just told him to put it up and let's see if something good couldn't happen for us. And they came away with the interceptions. So you can't blame those on him. I thought for the most part he was really calm, kept his head about him, and did a good job for us tonight.
Anything you want to say to your seniors? I know it's the last game. It's kind of a tough one. I know you probably want to get in there with them, so I'll let you go right after this.
I actually told them what a pleasure it's been and how privileged I feel to have had this year with them. And I appreciate all the things that they've done for Watauga High School football.
Well, Coach Wright, it's been an honor really to follow you guys this season.
Thank you. We appreciate all the good coverage.
Appreciate it.
We really do.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Coming up next, we're going to have your post-game analysis. We'll be back here in a minute more of your Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. Welcome back to your Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. Porter Ridge down here playing Wataga, number 2 seed in the playoffs against the 7 seed, and it was a good one up here for Porter Ridge. If you're a Porter Ridge fan and a Pirate fan, it turned out the way you want to. 69-0 your final. Just looking at some quick stats here, Porter Ridge had 24 first downs to Watauga's 12, was able to run for 364 yards on the ground, and they were pretty good through the air as well, completing 8 out of 12 passes, and were pretty efficient throwing the ball as well. You want to talk about one person that kind of stood out for Watauga, Colin Augustine, of course, like always. 26 carries, 124 yards with a net of 115, lost 9 there. Aaron Dobbins, rough night for him, 13 for 34 interceptions, only gets 81 yards. And for Porter Ridge on the flip side, Isaiah Hicklin, great night passing the ball, 8 for 12, 124 yards, 3 touchdowns. And it was pretty bad early. Of course, your halftime score was 49-0, and then they're able to put in 3 more touchdowns in the second half. And the lone missed field goal that was a botched snap is how it ends up being 69. But really a tough night for Watauga. Really struggled to move the ball. Took Cam Baker completely out of the ball game. Didn't have a reception on the night. Dwayne Mackey led all receptions for Watauga with 4 and for 15 yards. But tough night for the Pioneers down here, but the good thing about the Pioneers is they're young and they got a upcoming future that's very bright for them, led by Aaron Dobbins, a freshman quarterback, and of course we're going to get Cam Baker back next year as well. But tough one for the seniors up here, especially those like Colin Augustine. But hey, only one team can win it, so everybody's going to pretty much go home except for one. But it's been an honor to kind of cover, Watauga this year. I appreciate your time. We'll see you next year in your Sky Zone HD Games of the Week.